Hello, Jaime Mantilla here, and in this video we're going to talk about Claude code debugging. So, as we saw on the last video, we ran the app and it didn't work, okay? So it gave us an uncut app exception, so we can actually take this code, or we can take this code or there's also here, like if you do F12, or if you do right click, there's a developer like code inspect. It gives you the console, but let's stay away from here. That's another way to debug. But in this case, what we want, and what I'm going to do simply is I'm going to take this code and I'm going to paste it into Claude. I can just paste it on its own, or I can say, hey, I got this error, please debug it and fix it. So I'm just going to straight up tell it, hey, I got this error, and that's it. So this error occurs because Python can't find the source module in these paths. Let's fix it by adding a setup file and making sure that the project is installed correctly. So as you remember, setup file, we never got the code for a setup file. So let's see, 1 second. So you have two options. Option 1, install this. Option 2 is modify the import statement in your code to use the relative imports. Let's update the Streamline app, and then also create an empty init file in the source directory and all subdirectories if you haven't already. So I did that already. To run the application, make sure the init files are created in the directory structure. Install the package in development mode. Run the Streamline app, and that's it. So we have this setup. Let's see, you have configuration. We don't have config. We don't have main. Why did it give me main? And at this point, it was easier. It was easier to create it in ChatGPT, but in this case, I like Claude better just because how detailed it is and how technical it is. So again, you can choose your poison. Build it with ChatGPT and stay with it, or do it with Claude. I'm picking Claude, and that's why we're doing this with Claude, but no biggie. So again, that's why we're giving options here. Set up that pie. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Let's see, 1 second. Let's do it again. Actually, it told me to file relative paths of this one. So that's the UI path here. Environment and test I don't want. I want a UI and then app.py. Okay. It's a save all. We can run it again or refresh the browser. Come on. Woohoo! Okay, so we got the app. Let's not call it victory yet. We just have to, well, I don't see a button to run it, but let's see. Maybe with a tab, it'll know. Enter, yeah. So, okay, that's fine. Enter, analyze reviews. And we got a big old error. And that's fine. So we're going to take this. I'm going to go back to Claude. Paste it. And see what we have. Let's fix it by downloading required LTK. we can add this setup process and update documentation accordingly. First, let's modify these files. So it's telling you what to do on a license service. Let's update the README to include that setup. Okay, that's fine. So let's do that. So let's do README. Yep, it wasn't there. And sometimes it doesn't write every single thing that is needed until we kind of encounter the issues. Oh, that's fine. Well, that's what we're doing here. So analyze service .py. So in services, okay, LTK, fine. Make sure everything is saved. Perfect. If I run again, or if I refresh, just run it. Set it simply Python. Simply run Python. Or use an LTK downloader. What is this? Python. Let me just do this real quick. So yeah, it's telling me to run this. So it's Python M. I run it. Unzipping corpora brown zip. Still want to see what this tells me. And again, it goes back to, kind of want to show you the process and how I think of things and what I do, just so you have an idea, okay? You have to be resourceful. Nothing is going to be given to you. So it's a matter of you either in trying to understand, see if there's a way to do it just through the code, or if you're going to have to manually do it. I want to understand it better. So that's why I pasted the error, even though maybe that script that I run may help. But let's see. This is not going to be, it's going to take a little bit of time, but there's a lot of iteration, right? So debugging, iteration, talking to the AI, making sure that we're getting the right responses, and then we go into validation of the AI, making sure that we're getting the right results, and that's when we commit, and that's when we deploy, okay? So it's telling me to, let's fix it, specifically downloading the text blob corpora separately before running the app. The previous solution download wasn't sufficient. We need to especially download the text blob corpora, which is pretty much what I did. But so it has downloaded so successfully, main download corpora successfully. So this is what it's doing, right? It's pretty much doing what we did manually, but it has a setup.corpora.py, which it is on the source. Wait a second. It's on the root folder, setup corpora.file. Going to copy this code, put it into that file. Then it's telling me now run this script before starting the application, Python. Okay, so pretty much is going to do what we just did with the previous script, which in this case was that one. Okay, now it's telling me to run the file, which is successfully, so pretty much did the same thing, but it's now in the code. You don't have to remember or whatever, you just have to run this specific setup corpora file, and that's it. And then after corpora downloaded, you can run the Streamlit up. I want to make sure that we install the requirements again, just in case everything seems to be satisfied. And then I'm going to run the Streamlit up again. I'll close these other ones. And then I'm going to get the app ID. Hit tab. It's going to give me the analyze reviews. Click analyze reviews. And now it's doing the scraping. Hopefully this works. That's it, man. That's awesome. So we have analysis results is different than the one that we got from ChatGPT. Common issues So I didn't get no common issues, negative, neutral, positive. Let's see if we download what it gives me. I'll do that. 3 star reviews, that's fine. So it's doing the same thing, is resetting. Right? And then we see the PDF report. It's pretty much telling you the same thing. So in this case, we're still debugging mode. We're going to jump into app validation. We're going to create more features, and then we're going to be ready to committing and deploying. All right? Sounds good? Talk to you soon. See you in the next video.